Well, good evening there, and welcome to issue 29. This one concerns the Scorpio goat, and as you can see on the caption beforehand, before the video, those are the dates you have to be, and the year you have to be a Scorpio goat. So let's get started here straight away. We have covered the Pisces goat, and some people think Pisces and Scorpio are quite similar. Well, yeah, they're both water signs, but where the depth of the emotion for the Pisces probably looks beyond more of the fantasy world, looks beyond their actual realm, and is more fantastical. The Scorpios is more inward, it's an inner depth of emotion. So there are the subtle differences that I said that come along, and we have the most powerful emotional sign, the Scorpio, along with again the goat, who is emotionally very deep, and here you're going to get such a secretive mixture. Both signs lead towards being secretive. So if we start as the Scorpion as a child, what you'll have is a very quiet child, but really capable of sort of coming out of their shell every so often, being a bit of the life and soul, but genuinely then they tend to go inward, and you have to keep an eye on this. They need a very sort of strict timetable, because otherwise if they do go inward they can then become a bit withdrawn and even a bit lazy. They tend to sort of like sort of seek to amuse themselves, if you know what I mean. Instead of concentration, their mind will be elsewhere. Normally tends to be on themselves, how they're feeling, and juggling emotions, because very young in a Scorpio's life, and I'm talking, we're going into the early teens now, the myth about the Scorpio and the sexuality and their insistence on sexual relations, experimentation, this isn't strictly true at all. What is true is that they're very aware of their sexuality early, and of their peers and their friends. They tend to sort of like discover this early, but the emotions that they have, the depth of emotions that they have, it never quite reaches, it never quite feels as though it's fulfilled. So in these teen years, and they're going through into like college years or high school years, they may have these sexual encounters, but it's highly unlikely, because there has to be a lot of depth of emotion attached with the sexual element. I'm not saying that, you know, if you met your Scorpio go and you know, you're 18, 19, 20, 21, you may have to have sex every day, you know, that sort of thing, but there has to be the depth of emotion. And so this is quashing the myth that the Scorpio will sleep around, and plus the goat sleeping around. That's a little bit of one of those, really. This needs the sexual experience to match the depth of emotion they feel. Otherwise you could get a sign here who may not even bother in relationships after those initial sexual encounters, thinking, well, I can't find it, I can't match that up, and they look deeper into themselves. They look at religion quite heavily, they look at the occult even, and they find this, you know, looking for answers, looking for why they feel they do. Are they different? Well, no, they're not different, they're just deep individuals. So we've taken them through the college years, capable of absolute brilliance, as I've said, but needing that boundary and needing that sort of strict, that timetable and that strict tempo. Keeping to a regime really does benefit this combination, so they don't get lost in themselves, you know. Get them involved in sports, because they can be very good sports players, you know. They may not put their hand up to join the football team or the baseball team or the basketball team, but get them in practice, get them in training, and they'll be pretty good players. They'll be very good players, in fact, because there is a competitive edge here, and I think once they get that shyness and that need to sort of be the life and soul occasionally. Get them involved in team structure, and also get them involved in socialising. And they will, and they've become a lot more easier individual on themselves as well as the people around them. Because sometimes the people around them can't get through to them, because if they shut off, if they go inwards, you know, you could stay there all day, and it wouldn't make a blind bit of difference. It's a very stubborn, not only that, a very inward sign. So, you know, do your best to get them out involved. And if you yourself, Scorpio, if you know you're like this, you know, just try and join a team, or whether it's you know, or a club, mountaineering, whatever. Get involved. You'll find us excellent at it as well. So that's very important. I really advise this character and this combination to get involved with a family as soon as they possibly can. They really respond fantastically to family life. The responsibility put on them takes away their own inward thoughts. They know they've got people that are responsible on them, and who they need to look after, and they are fantastic. They're fantastic providers, fantastic parents, really patient and very understanding. You know, children, you know, can talk to them easy, any problems, and they're very relaxed. They're very relaxed about it, because they know they've gone through their own stuff. So a family as early as possible, and your career will blossom. It needs to be creative for you, otherwise you can have a tendency to get bored. And as I say, something very creative. You will work all the hours, especially with that family needing you. If they don't have this family needing them in their 20s, if they're left to their own devices and it goes the opposite way, where they're meandering through, you know, this is a potential disaster, because if they've only got themselves to worry about, that's not good at all. It isn't. It's just really unhealthy. Alcohol will be a problem. Going to work will be a problem. Anything will. You know, they find an excuse to avoid anything like that and to indulge. And that's a shame, because such potential here, and such a lovely, warm combination. Once you get through the surface, it's such a warm and calming, and very calming. And so really try and get that relationship as early as possible, get that family environment, and I really feel as though you know, the sky's the limit for this. As you know, concerns to health issues, well, it's the intestines you have to worry about here. The goat's quite robust, tends to brush off illnesses quite quickly, but this combined with the Scorpio, the intestines really is a bit of a problem. So we're looking at ulcers, we're looking at Crohn's disease, get this sort of thing tested out. Also the liver can be very vulnerable, especially with the drinking. That's why I advise, you know, not going down that road. Don't have too much time in your hands, because your imagination will run wild and you can tend to spiral a little. So that's why alcohol is particularly not very good for this combination. I love to see the partnerships for the Scorpio goat, and I love to see the partnerships with the pig, because you will get that that sense of urgency and that sense of devotion very early. Pigs, after they've gone through their initial spell of maybe being a bit promiscuous, as we've talked about, once they're getting down to that settling down time, hopefully early 20s to the middle 20s, they know what they want, and they are very deep as well. They're very deep and emotional. So this is a fantastic combination, and you know, both will work extremely hard for the other, and they'll have a very luxurious home life as well. You know, comfort will be the key here, and the goat will feel very at home in that environment, and it'll be a very calm and peaceful environment. So let's look for the matches under the Pisces, the Virgo, the Cancerian and the Capricorn in the pig. All excellent matches there. And I also like to see them with the rabbits, because the rabbits, okay, not as hot-blooded in that sense, but very disarming, and will give you the confidence because of their oratory ability. They can pick you up, give you that confidence. I mean, the rabbits could sell anything, and they can sell themselves to you, and they can sell yourself to other people. I mean, that's a great combination. And I also like the following with that. So let's look at the Pisces rabbit, the Cancerian rabbit, the Capricorn rabbit. Excellent there. And also try the Virgo rabbit, which again, you know, you can't go wrong there. Goats and oxes don't mix, so steer clear of each other there. Whereas I'm saying the goat loves a regime, and it loves that to respond to that situation, the ox is going to be too dogmatic, it's too traditional, it's too stuck in his ways. Therefore you may feel stifled, and your creativity not allowed to shine. And so I really would avoid this union at all costs. But there you go, you know, can be proved wrong occasionally, but it's very rare in that scenario. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this issue, and good luck, Scorpio goat, and please tune in for the next one.